So imagine this. What if 1 year, just a single year, could totally reshape a kingdom? Not, through some big war, but through weddings.
It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at Westeros, specifically 49 AC.
Right. A time of, well, relative peace. Things were looking up. Prosperity was maybe starting.
Yeah.
And then, bam, 3 really, really significant marriages.
Exactly. It's often called the Year of the Three Brides. And the accounts we're drawing on, they're pretty detailed, thankfully. They really shine a light on this fascinating mix of personal feelings, political games, huge public shows.
And all this swirling around the very young King Jaehaerys I.
Mm-hmm. Shaping his early reign.
So our mission here for this deep dive is basically to pull out the most interesting bits, help you understand not just the what, like who got married, but the why. Why did it matter so much?
Yeah, and how these events, which seem separate at first glance, actually connected and laid the groundwork for, well, everything that came after.
Okay then, let's get into it. Let's unpack 49 AC.
Where do we start?
Well, the year kicks off almost right away, doesn't it? With a wedding that causes a bit of a stir. Just 2 weeks into 49 AC, basically.
Yeah, news arrives not from King's Landing, but from way out west. Fair Isle.
And it's Queen Rhaena Targaryen. She's, what, 26? Already widowed twice over.
And crucially, she's the mother of the king's heir at this point, her daughters.
Right. And she marries, who is it again?
Andro Farman. He's only 17, second son of a pretty minor lord out there.
Wow, okay. So not exactly a grand royal match.
Yeah.
And the ceremony itself.
Tiny. Super quick. The groom's own father, Lord Mark Farman, did the honors.
Any notable guests, or was it completely under the radar?
A few. Lord Lyman Lannister and his wife Jocasta were there, some of Rhaena's old crowd, Samantha Stirkworth, Elaine Royce, and the groom's sister, Lady Alyssa.
But the key thing is, King's Landing had no idea.
None whatsoever. Total surprise. They only found out days later when a raven showed up, kept completely secret.
Ooh, okay. So how did that go down at court, especially with, say, her mother?
Queen Alyssa. Rhaena's mother, the Queen Regent. She was reportedly deeply offended, properly furious about being excluded. Apparently, things were never quite the same between them after that.
I can imagine. And the hand of the king, Lord Rogar Baratheon. He must have had thoughts.
Oh, he was furious, absolutely livid, partly because Rhaena remarried without getting permission from the crown, from him and Alyssa.
But also because of who she married.
Exactly. He thought Andro Farman was completely beneath her. Far from worthy was the phrase used. I mean, Rhaena had been queen twice, and her kids were heirs to the throne.
And there's maybe another layer to Rogar's anger.
Well, yeah. It probably didn't help that Lord Rogar himself had plenty of unwed brothers and nephews. Suitable age, suitable lineage.
So maybe he had other plans for Rhaena.
It certainly explains why he was so angry, and probably why Rhaena felt she had to do it secretly. She knew he wouldn't approve.
Makes sense. But contrast that with the actual king and his sister, Jaehaerys and Alysanne.
Complete opposite reaction. They were apparently thrilled. They sent gifts, congratulations, even had the bells rung at the Red Keep.
Huh. That's interesting. Even that young, they're showing a bit of independence from the regent in the hand.
It's a small thing, but yeah. It shows Rhaena wasn't the only one chafing a bit, perhaps. Sets a tone.
Okay, so while Rhaena's having her secret wedding out on Fair Isle, back in King's Landing, Jaehaerys and Queen Alyssa are busy with governing, right? What's the focus there?
The big picture. Healing the realm after Maegor the Cruel's reign. That was messy.
Understatement.
Right. So their main principle, their guide, was this idea of conciliation, trying to bring Westeros back together.
Meaning what, exactly? Not just rewarding their own side.
Precisely. They were actively trying not to just shower gifts on the lords who supported them and not completely shut out everyone who'd maybe been forced to support Maegor. It was about rebuilding bridges.
Smart politics, really. Did that translate into who they put on the King's Council?
It absolutely did. Some quite surprising appointments, actually, if you think about it.
Like who?
Yeah.
Give us some examples.
Okay, so Lord Edwell Celtigar. Now, he'd actually been Maegor's hand for a time. He gets brought back as Master of Coin, Lord Treasurer.
Wow, okay. That is conciliation.
Then there's Lord Daemon Valerian, Queen Alyssa's own brother. He becomes Lord Admiral, Master of Ships. He was one of the first big lords to ditch Maegor, so that balances things.
Right. Rewarding loyalty there.
Mm-hmm. Prentice Tully gets Master of Laws. Lord Coral Corbray, who fought for Jaehaerys' older brother Aegon against Maegor, he gets command of the City Watch.
So a real mix. Former enemies, loyal family, supporters of the losing side.
Exactly, a deliberate balancing act.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, the final authority, the real power at this stage, rested with Lord Rogar Baratheon as hand and Queen Regent Alyssa.
Which brings us nicely to the second big wedding of 49 AC, their own.
The Golden Wedding. And if Rhaenyra's was small and secret, this one was not.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this power couple. Lord Rogar Baratheon first.
Big guy. Oh, yeah. Blue eyes, black beard, muscled like a bull, the histories say. He's descended from Ori's one hand, Aegon the Conqueror's reputed half-brother.
The founder of House Baratheon.
That's the one. And Rogar apparently wielded this huge double-bladed axe. Famously, or perhaps infamously, wished he could crack a dragon's skull with it.
Oof. Saying that during Maegor's time. Risky.
Very. But he played his cards right later. He sheltered Queen Alyssa and her kids, Jaehaerys and Alysanne, when they fled Maegor. He was the first big lord to declare Jaehaerys king after Maegor died.
A proper kingmaker then.
Absolutely. And the whispers were that he was basically going to run the show.
And his bride, Queen Alyssa Velaryon. We know she's Jaehaerys' mother, the regent. What else?
Daughter of Lord Ethan Valerion and Lady Alara Massey, she had the classic Valyrian look. Deep purple eyes, silvery hair. She married Prince Aenys, Jaehaerys' father, had 5 kids with him.
But her life was marked by tragedy, wasn't it?
Immense tragedy. Aenys' reign just collapsed. Then he died. Maegor killed her eldest son, Aegon the Uncrowned. Her second son, Viserys, was tortured to death. And her eldest daughter, Rhaena.
The one who just got secretly married?
Yeah. Maegor forced Rhaena to marry him. So Alyssa endured horrors, but she was tough. She was instrumental alongside Rogar in bringing Maegor down. A formidable woman.
Definitely sounds like it. So this powerful pair decides to marry. Were there any issues? Any objections?
There were some background murmurs. For one, the age gap. Alyssa was 42, generally thought to be past childbearing age back then. Rogar was 10 years younger.
And did the young King Jaehaerys approve?
Well, according to Septon Barth, who wrote quite a bit about this time, Jaehaerys actually opposed it. Quietly, though.
Why? Did he not trust Rogar?
Barth suggests Jaehaerys saw Rogar as power-hungry, maybe not genuinely fond of Alyssa, and he felt, that both his mother and his hand should have formally asked his permission to marry.
Even though he was still a minor. Interesting.
Yeah, but he kept quiet about it, didn't make a fuss publicly.
So, unlike Rhaena's wedding, this one was designed to be a spectacle.
Oh, absolutely. Maximum visibility. A statement of the new regime's power, stability, wealth. The High Septon himself came to officiate.
When and where did it happen?
7th day of the 7th moon, so very auspicious. And they held it in the Dragon Pit.
The Dragon Pit? But wasn't it still being built?
It was only half finished, yeah. Still open to the sky, but that meant it could hold huge crowds, tens of thousands, apparently.
And the celebrations matched the venue.
Big time. A massive tourney, feasts lasting 7 days. They even staged a mock sea battle on the Blackwater Rush. Spared no expense.
Wow. Who came? Was it just local lords?
Oh no, everyone who was anyone. Lords from all 7 kingdoms. Donald Hightower came up from Old Town with the High Septon. Lyman Lannister rode in with 300 knights.
Even from the north.
Brandon Stark himself, the Lord of Winterfell, came all the way down with his sons, and some brothers from the Night's Watch even tagged along. Lords from the Vale, the Dornish Marches.
Any foreign dignitaries.
Yep. The Prince of Dorne sent his sister. The Sea Lord of Braavos sent his son. The Archon of Tyrosh came with his daughter. It was a huge diplomatic event, too.
And lots of gifts, I bet. Especially from certain lords.
You guessed it. Particularly lavish gifts from those who'd, let's say, backed the wrong horse with Maegor, trying to buy their way back into favor.
So people weren't just there for the party, were they? They were sizing things up.
Exactly. A lot of them wanted FaceTime with Lord Rogar the Hand, who they saw as the real power. But they also wanted to get a look at the new king, this young boy, Jaehaerys. What was he really like?
Did Jaehaerys meet with them?
He did. Sir Giles Morrigan, one of his Kingsguard, announced the king would grant an audience to any lord who requested one, and loads took him up on it. 60 lords, apparently. That's 120.
How did he handle that? Did he hold court on the Iron Throne?
No, interestingly, he met them much more informally in his private solar, just him, the lord, maybe a few advisors, and he encouraged them to speak freely.
What did they make of him, this teenage king?
Reactions were all over the place. Lord Royce apparently said he was not his father's son, which could mean anything, really. Lord Vance said he listens well but says little.
Cautious, then.
Maybe. Others found him gentle and soft-spoken, witty and good-humored, cautious and shrewd. Some thought him stern or grim. Lord Mallister called him wise beyond his years.
Quite the range of opinions.
It really shows how he presented different facets to different people, but perhaps the highest praise came from Brandon Stark.
The Lord of Winterfell, what did he say?
He said, "I see his grandsire in him," meaning Aegon the Conqueror. High praise indeed.
Wow. So Jaehaerys was already making an impression. Meanwhile, what was the groom, Lord Rogar, up to during all this pre-wedding activity?
Rogar was having a good time. Hunting, hawking, gambling, feasting nonstop, apparently drank the royal cellars dry.
Sounds about right for a Baratheon wedding.
There were even whispers that some Alysanne pleasure girls had been shipped over for his, let's say, pre-wedding entertainment.
Classy. And what about Princess Alysanne, Jaehaerys' sister? She was only 13.
Only 13, yes, but she really stepped up. She acted as hostess for all the highborn ladies visiting, and apparently she was brilliant at it.
Really? How so?
She made a point of dining with different groups each night, showed them around the Red Keep, took them sailing on the river, went riding with them. She really charmed everyone.
So she wasn't just the little sister tagging along.
Not at all. Before this, people maybe saw her as just the little maid or the other daughter. She was slim, pretty enough with blue eyes and honey-colored hair, but not always called a beauty like Rhaena.
But sharp.
Incredibly sharp. No man ever questioned her wits, the accounts say. Supposedly learned to read before she was even weaned. Septon Barth, who we mentioned, he actually thought even more highly of her intelligence than Jaehaerys.
High praise indeed. Okay, so the actual wedding day arrives. What was the scene at the Dragon Pit?
Packed. Over 40,000 ordinary folk crammed in to watch. Rogar was decked out in cloth of gold. Alyssa wore this amazing cloak embroidered with gemstones, showing the Targaryen dragon and the Valyrian seahorse.
Very symbolic.
Very. But the real showstopper, the thing that people talked about for years, was the entrance of the King and Princess Alysanne.
How did they arrive?
On Dragonback. Jaehaerys on Vermithor, Alysanne on Silverwing. They swooped down into the dragon pit. Imagine the sight.
Yeah, that would do it. A mix of awe and probably sheer terror for the crowd.
Definitely cemented their Targaryen authority. No question about who was in charge, ultimately.
Okay, so the wedding happens, the feasts happen, then comes the tourney.
Right, the grand tourney. And it had a specific purpose beyond just entertainment.
Which was?
Filling the Kingsguard. Maegor had kind of clean house. His Kingsguard were either dead or had fled or been executed. There were 5 empty slots, maybe even more, depending on how you count.
So Queen Alyssa suggested filling them via the tourney.
Yeah, she proposed a test of arms to find the finest, true, honest men, good PR, finding the best fighters in the land to protect the king.
But Jaehaerys added a twist, didn't he? Something unusual for a tourney.
He did. Very practical, actually. He insisted the contest should be fought afoot on foot with swords, axes, maces, not the usual jousting on horseback.
Why? What was his reasoning?
His logic, apparently, was men who would do harm to their king seldom attack on horseback. He wanted bodyguards skilled in close-quarters combat, not just knights good at knocking each other off horses.
That's remarkably pragmatic for a teenager. Shows his thinking already.
It really does. So this led to 7 days of melees, duels. Basically a big fight club for a spot in the Kingsguard.
Yeah.
Became known as the War for the White Cloaks.
Any interesting characters turn up?
Oh, yeah, loads. There was a Sir Willem Stafford, nicknamed the Keg o' Ale. Apparently he fought best when drunk. They called him the Drunken Knight. Seriously. And a guy called Tom the Strummer, supposedly a bard from Fleabottom, who was handy with a blade.
Wow. And wasn't there a mystery knight?
There was. The Serpent in Scarlet. Very dashing, very skilled, until unmasked as Jonquil Dark, a woman.
No way. Did she get a white cloak?
Alas, no. But she made quite the impression. Shows how open the competition was, though.
So who did win the 5 cloaks? Was it all highborn knights?
A real mix, which is fascinating. Sir Lawrence Roxton, he was from a proper lordly house. Sir Victor the Valiant and Sir Willem the Wasp were basically professional soldiers, sworn swords.
Okay. And the other 2?
Pate the Woodcock, a young spearman, so good they knighted him right there on the spot. And the most famous one, maybe, Sam Good of Sour Hill.
Sour Sam.
That's him. A hedge knight, 63 years old, grizzled, one-eyed, apparently fought in 100 battles. The ultimate veteran warrior.
What a lineup. A lord, 2 pros, a young talent, and a grizzled old hedge knight.
Exactly. It was said that this first group, Jaehaerys' first 7, was maybe the best Kingsguard any Targaryen ever had. Unparalleled skill and loyalty.
So the Golden Wedding, the tourney. Huge successes all around.
Pretty much. The visitors went home impressed. Jaehaerys gained respect. Alysanne won hearts. The small folk were happy. The city merchants made a fortune. Seemed like a perfect end to the festivities.
But there was still one more wedding to come in 49 AC. The third bride. Or should I say the third pair.
Indeed. And this one, despite its secrecy, would arguably have the biggest impact of all.
Right. So Rogar and Alyssa are married. What's next on their agenda?
Find a wife for Jaehaerys. Urgently.
Why the urgency? He was still young.
Well, his official heirs were still his older sister Rhaenyra's daughters. But there was bad blood with Rhaenyra now, plus those whispers about her being a sorceress.
And they probably didn't see her daughters as ideal future queens.
Exactly. They were seen as unfit for the crown for various reasons. So the pressure was on Jaehaerys to marry and have a son, a clear male heir, as soon as possible, stabilize the succession.
Okay, so who were the candidates? Did Rogar have ideas?
Oh, yes. Rogar favored that daughter of the Archon of Tyros who'd attended the wedding. Pretty clever, apparently had fashionable blue-green dyed hair.
A political match linking Westeros and Tyros?
That was the idea, a strategic alliance.
But Alyssa wasn't keen.
Not at all. She argued against a foreign girl with dyed tresses, worried the common folk and the religious lords wouldn't accept her, especially since Tyroshi worshipped different gods.
So who did Alyssa prefer?
She wanted to reward loyalty, suggested marrying Jaehaerys into one of the houses that had fought for his dead brother Aegon, like House Vance, Corbray, Westerling, or Piper.
Interesting split. Politics versus rewarding loyalty. What did the Grand Maester say?
Grand Maester Bennifer tried to be diplomatic. He argued against favoring either Aegon's or Maegor's old supporters, said they should look to neutral great houses, Tyrell, Hightower, Arryn, keep everyone happy.
Any suggestions thrown in?
Loads. Prentice Tully suggested his wife's sister, touting her piety. Daemon Valerian Alyssa's brother actually suggested Queen Eleanor Costain.
Wait, one of Maegor's widows? One of the Black Brides?
Yep. The thinking was it would show forgiveness, and she'd already proven she could bear children, although, not Maegor's.
Right. And didn't Lord Celtigar try his luck again?
He did. Offered his 2 unmarried daughters again, which led to Rogar's charming dismissal.
Ah, yes. Remind us.
Rogar apparently just shot back. They have no chins, no teats, and no sense.
Ouch. Brutal. Rogar really didn't mince words.
Not even slightly. Shows the kind of blunt negotiation happening.
So the council debates all these options for a month.
A whole moon, yeah. And crucially, Jaehaerys isn't part of these discussions. They deliberately exclude him.
Why? What were they afraid of?
The truth they didn't want to face. Both Alyssa and Rogar knew, deep down, that if Jaehaerys had his choice, he'd choose his sister, Alysanne.
The Targaryen tradition. Brother-sister marriage.
Exactly. It was expected. They'd grown up together, very close, probably assuming they would marry.
But Alyssa was dead set against it.
Absolutely determined. Because of what happened with her other children, Aegon and Rhaenyra, their marriage, also brother-sister, had led to outrage, the faith rising up, war, chaos, death. She couldn't bear it. "We dare not ride that road again," she reportedly said. The trauma was too deep.
And the religious angle was still a huge problem.
Massive. Septon Matthias, the portly guy hoping to be the next High Septon, he confirmed Alyssa's fears. He said, "Look, I'd support the king, but marrying his sister, it would be a grievous affront to the pious. You'd risk another uprising. There are other moons out there," he warned, meaning more fanatics, like the warriors' sons.
Okay, so Jaehaerys marrying Alysanne is off the table as far as the council is concerned. What about Alysanne herself? She's 13, flowered. They need a match for her, too.
Right. And with the Jaehaerys Alysanne pairing ruled out, they made a quick decision for her.
Who did they pick?
Oren Baratheon, Rogar's youngest brother, 10 years older than Alysanne.
Keeping it in the family, politically speaking, cementing the Baratheon alliance.
That was clearly the calculation. A safe, politically astute match from their perspective.
But someone didn't get the memo. Or rather, someone did.
Somehow Alysanne found out about the betrothal. Maybe a servant told her, maybe her uncle Daemon Valerian gave her heads up, maybe it was just whispers. Rats in the walls, as they say.
And she didn't just accept it.
Nope. No tears, no pleading. She went straight to Jaehaerys.
Don Jaehaerys.
He was not happy. Instantly figured out that if they were marrying her off, his own arranged marriage wouldn't be far behind.
So what did he do? Argue with his mother? Confront Rogar?
Didn't waste time. He knew that wouldn't work. They made a plan. An incredibly bold one.
Which was?
Jaehaerys summoned his new Kingsguard, the 7 guys who just won their white cloaks. He ordered them to get ships ready, sail to Dragonstone, and keep it absolutely secret.
Dragonstone, the ancestral Targaryen seat.
Exactly. And that very night, Jaehaerys got on Vermithor, Alysanne got on Silverwing, and they flew. Straight from the Red Keep, over the city, across the water to Dragonstone.
Just flew away. Wow, talk about using your assets.
Right. When they landed, Jaehaerys' first command was simple. I have need of a septon.
Not just any septon, presumably.
They chose carefully an old guy named Septon Oswick. He'd known them both since they were babies, served their father, King Aenys. Crucially, he was familiar with Targaryen traditions, including sibling marriage.
And he agreed.
Instantly. No hesitation.
So the third wedding.
Happened just days later. At sunrise, in the main courtyard of Dragonstone Castle, before the gods, the castle garrison, the few small folk there, and their dragons.
Who witnessed it officially.
Septon Oswick performed the ceremony. The 7 Kingsguard stood as witnesses.
Was there a feast? A bedding ceremony?
A modest feast, yes. But critically, no bedding ceremony. And Jaehaerys explicitly stated the marriage was not to be consummated yet. She is too young, he said.
And that decision, not consummating it, turned out to be important.
Hugely important. A legal loophole, essentially. It gave Rogar something to cling to later.
Because inevitably, word gets back to King's Landing.
Oh, yeah. Alyssa and Rogar were furious and probably terrified. They arrived a few days later on a war galley, bringing knights, Septon Matthias, Grandmaster Bennifer, basically the cavalry.
And Bennifer wrote it all down.
Thankfully for historians, yes. His letters give us the blow-by-blow.
So the confrontation. Jaehaerys and Alysanne meet them.
Holding hands, standing defiant. Alyssa apparently just burst into tears, saying, "You foolish children, you know not what you've done."
And Septon Matthias, the fact septon.
He launched right in, thundering about incest, damning them, predicting war and ruin.
How did Jaehaerys react?
Lost his cool for once, showed that Targaryen fire, told Matthias, "Hold your tongue, fat man. If another word passes your lips, I will have them sewn shut."
Whoa. Did that work?
Shut Matthias up instantly. He went pale and silent.
But Rogar Baratheon wasn't scared off so easily.
Not a chance. Rogar just cut to the chase, asked point blank, "Is the marriage consummated?"
And when Jaehaerys said no?
Rogar actually smiled, said, "Good, you are not wed," and then ordered his knights forward to separate Jaehaerys and Alysanne. Take them back.
But the Kingsguard
Drew their swords instantly. Sir Giles Morgan, the Lord Commander, basically said, "Anyone touches the king or queen dies today."
Wow. Kingsguard versus the Handsmen.
It was incredibly tense. Rogar tried pulling rank. "I am the hand of the king."
And what did the Kingsguard say? I love that Sour Sam was there.
Old Sour Sam apparently just spat back, "Maybe so, Lord Hand. But we're the Kingsguard, not the Handsguard, and it's the lad who sits the chair, not you."
Amazing. And Pate the Woodcock, the young guy.
He apparently pointed his spear right at Rogar and swore Rogar would be the first to die if his men took another step.
This is incredible. Could have turned into a bloodbath right there. What stopped it?
Queen Alyssa. Just as it seemed violence was unavoidable, she stepped between them, said she'd seen enough death, too much death already. "What is done," she said, "and now we all must needs live with it."
She chose peace. Accepted the marriage, essentially.
She accepted the reality of it. Seeing her son so defiant, Alysanne beside him, the Kingsguard ready to die for them.
Yeah.
She backed down.
And Jaehaerys had the last word.
He did. Pulled Alysanne even closer and told Rogar and his mother, "Do not think that you shall unmake this marriage. We are one now, and neither gods nor men shall part us."
And Alysanne?
She added her own vow, said Silverwing would always bring her back to Jaehaerys no matter what. Then they kissed, right there in front of everyone, sealing the deal.
Wow. What a scene. Bennifer's account must have been popular.
Oh yeah, the story of the 7 Kingsguard facing down 50 knights became legendary. Though later accounts suggest the castle garrison, maybe 20 archers and guardsmen, were also there. Their loyalty in that moment, unknown, but it adds another layer.
So Rogar and Alyssa leave. Defeated.
They leave. Jaehaerys and Alysanne stay at Dragonstone. They remain there for the rest of Jaehaerys' minority until he turns 16.
Living as husband and wife.
Yes, but also no. They were apparently seldom apart, ate together, talked, fished, flew their dragons, read, studied, became incredibly close partners.
And the sleeping arrangements.
Yeah.
Given the consummation issue.
The histories, particularly Mushrooms, a more colorful account, claim they slept naked and shared many long and lingering kisses. But, sticking to the more accepted version, the marriage wasn't consummated for another year and a half. Jaehaerys stood by his word. She was too young.
And when people from the council came to visit them at Dragonstone.
Jaehaerys always received them with Alysanne right there beside him, made it clear they were a unit. He famously said, Aegon had no secrets from Rhaenys and Visenya, and I have none from Alysanne, echoing the Conqueror and his sister wives.
But the marriage itself, was it announced to the realm?
No, that's the final twist. It remained a secret from most of Westeros.
Oh, why?
Rogar ordered everyone present at Dragonstone to keep silent. Bennifer even intercepted and burned Septon Matthias's letter, trying to warn the High Septon about the incestuous union.
So Rogar still hoped he could undo it, because it wasn't consummated.
That seems to be the case. He was buying time, hoping to find a way out. Alyssa probably went along with the secrecy to buy time too, but for a different reason, to gently prepare the realm, avoid that religious backlash she feared.
So they continued to rule as regents. Jaehaerys and Alysanne lived as a married couple in secret on Dragonstone, until Jaehaerys came of age.
Exactly. The realm carried on, governed by the Hand and the Queen Regent, with this huge secret simmering beneath the surface, just waiting for Jaehaerys to turn 16 and claim his full power.
Incredible. What a year, 49 AC, just packed with drama.
It really was. 3 weddings, each significant in its own way. Rhaenyra's quiet act of defiance, Alyssa and Rogar's huge political statement, and then Jaehaerys and Alysanne's secret, determined union.
So wrapping this deep dive up,
Yeah.
we've seen this year of, on the surface, peace. But underneath these currents of personal will, political maneuvering, public spectacle.
And ultimately, this bold power play by 2 very young royals that completely changed the direction of the Targaryen dynasty. The year of the 3 brides wasn't just about ceremonies.
No, it was about power, setting precedents, defining the future, and really the surprising strength of these individuals carving out their own path against expectations.
Absolutely.
So maybe a final thought for you to chew on. How often do the really big shifts in history, or even in our own lives, come not from the obvious, loud events, the battles and declarations?
But from these quieter moments. A secret decision, an unexpected alliance, someone just deciding, no, I'm doing this my way.
Exactly. What moments, maybe seemingly small at the time, actually set the stage for everything that came later? Something to think about.